Well, hello again, everyone. You may remember some time ago I said that a fellow crafter called Deb, who's been really helpful to me as far as editing my videos is concerned, we decided that we would have a collaboration, and our collaboration would be with some Gummiapan dies. Well, we spent quite a few messages back and forth. Have you got this one? Have you got that one? Thinking we would do the same dies and see what cards we came up with. And it proved that, you know, we have a different selection. So I thought, well, perhaps we should just go with a theme, and suggested a few. And of the few I suggested, Deb decided to choose water. So, having thought of water, I looked through my box of Gummiapan dies to see what I had. And I came up with a puddle and a paper boat. So I thought that the paper boat could be floating in the puddle. And that's as far as I've got. This is my new desk tidy. It has a magnet. How do I open it? It has a magnet inside, and it's got a space inside that you can store some bits and bobs. So I've got a brush, and this, it's not a whistle. It fits with this, which is a little desk vacuum cleaner. You put it in there and you can whiz this around your desk and pick up all bits of die cuts, embossing powder, whatever. So they're new to me, so I'm going to be giving them a bit of a test run. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, this is the card that I came up with. There's the puddle. Here's the paper boat. And I just used a couple of grass stamps from Art Impressions to give the impression of where the puddle's situated. And I found the stamp for the sentiment on a set of Hero Art stamps. They're very old. Don't know what they're called. But it says Hero Arts down the corner there. Has it got a name? No, it just says CL371, I think. But it's very old. Whether they still make, I don't know. But I just thought that was a really lovely sentiment. So the other thing I got out was a bit of newsprint stamp from Indigo Blue, because I thought I'd try making my paper boat from newspaper. So I just stamped a little bit and kind of did it. So I'll just show you what I did. In fact, the piece of card that it is on was just a piece of scrap, and I was kind of going to do something with it, cut it down or something, and I decided I would use it as is. So that's why it's like that. So let's start, and I'll show you the process that I went about making it. So first of all, I'm just going to get my newsprint stamp sorted, because that will take a little time to dry. Often when you stamp something and then you want to die cut afterwards, the plates of your die cutting machine become dirty with the ink, and then it's transferred to subsequent printings, even after you have cleaned it often. So there, I'm not bothering to put this on a stamp. I'm just putting it over, rubbing it around. It doesn't have to be absolutely exact. And there's my newsprint. So just give this a quick wipe, and I'll leave that on one side for a little while just to dry off a little bit. Quite a few paper boats would fit in that one, wouldn't they? Okie dokie, I'll put that at the back. Try and remember where I put it. Right, that's the first bit done. The next thing to do was to use my puddle die. And this die doesn't actually cut anything out. It just cuts into the card. This is another piece of scrap. It's not quite the same size as that one, but I thought it would be fine. Just offcuts from when I'm making card bases. So pop this. I looked at this to try and see which I thought was the right way up, and I think these extra lines at the bottom make that, the bottom, this, the furthest away. So I'm going to just pop that onto my card and pop it through my die cutting machine. Some of these smaller dies, if you go through and then come back, can sometimes jump and you get a double cut, so often it's worthwhile just going through once. Okay, now I'm going to set about colour. Oh, it's not, didn't look quite straight to me. That looks a bit of an angle. Oh, I think I'm going to do that. I've got another piece of scrap. Let me see. Got another bit here. Let me see if I can get that better. That just doesn't look right. It looks like that to me. I can always recut the card another time, but for now I'm just going to do it again. This time I will be prudent and put on a little piece of low-tack tape, hopefully keeping it in the right, correct, should I say, position. Okay, let's try again. More haste, less speed, as the old saying goes. Let's try. Okay. That's better. Right. Pop that back on the magnet. I've got a whole bunch of magnets at the back, but they're all a little bit cluttered at the moment. I need to clear it off. Now I have picked out 2 watercolour pencils. These are Faber-Castell ones. What colour is this? Cool Grey 4. And this one is terracotta. So I think it's terracotta. Okay, now what I'm going to do is to make a little bit sort of mud colour around the bottom of my card, my scene. So I'm just going to, with the pencil slightly on its side, just go over the area randomly. Okay. Now the area in the puddle, I'm just going to do with the grey. Not absolutely all over, just in places. The water in a moment will move it around a little bit. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is with a little brush and some water, just move this colour around. You activate the watercolour pencils, obviously with water, and then with your brush you can just, differing amounts of water, can just move that colour around to where you want it. I'm going to keep the grey within the puddle. If I want some more presently, I could probably put some in. Okay. Just a bit more. Just fade out the edges. I'm not a watercolourist, I just don't know what I'm doing, but I just do what I do. So I just don't want people to be afraid of having a go. Right, now I need to just dry that just a little because I want to do some stamping. Just going to put my heat tool on for a moment. Okay, now I've got these 2 little I think they're both art impressions, but they're just little tufts of grass. So I've got some Rustic Wilderness here. Do you know, I'm just looking at the hickory smoke there, wondering why I've got hickory smoke. And I think what I did before was this. I'll just show you what I did before for the pond. I think I did this. Just do it on this Ski-Whiff one. Pick up some colour like this and then just do that. I think that's what I did. Not with the pencil, but whatever you do, it doesn't matter really, does it? whatever. You can use whichever method you like. Okay, now I'm just going to put some grass on here around it. Often if you do a bit of secondary stamping like this, that is, don't ink with every stamp, every impression, you get a more random sort of effect. Okay, where's the lid? There it is. Now, in order to get some of the, I think actually I'm going to put some of this here onto the, onto the thing in any case. I want it to look a little bit muddy, the puddle, because it's just in the grass. There we go. Okay. Now, what I did in the pond itself, just to give a little life to the ripples, is to use a very fine brush, and this is Dr. Phil Martin's Bleed Proof White. And this will cover whatever you've put on underneath. So just dots and lines to emphasize the ripples that were kind of already there, really. But they've got kind of coloured with the ink or pencil or whatever that I've added. So this just gives it a little, kind of a little lift, a little highlight. There we go. Right. Put the lid on my white. Now, here's my newsprint. Let me cut out the top layer of the boat. And I'm going to put it on the angle, because I think if you try and get it straight and it's not quite, it looks awful. But if it's on an angle, it's on an angle, and that's fine. So here we go. This is the top layer. I made 3 layers for this boat. And here it is. Now what I want to do actually is just add a little shading to this boat, because again, some of the definition is lost when it's die cut and it's all sort of one flat thing. So I've got a pro marker here. I could either use that or this, let's do this grey. Just the edges, shadow on one side. Okay, I think that'll actually do. Right, stick these together. I will use this one. So, bottom layer. That's level, and the next layer should be my newsprint. There it is. Okay. My little paper boat ready to go on there. Now the only last thing to do is to stamp this sentiment. I think it's a really nice sentiment actually. I'm stamping it in VersaFine. Apologies if my head is in the way. There we go. In life's adventures, may happiness be your destination. The other one, I stuck this on with a glue dot. Just one glue dot was fine. These are small ones from Sticks to Anything. Just hold it with a pair of tweezers. And I put it so that it was in the middle of one of these sets of ripples. So, silly really, but you know, just to try and make it look a little bit more authentic. And this one, I popped that onto some foam tape. So my big roll is getting smaller. So cut some of this, pop it on the back. Just put that across there because just to keep the layers together. Be very interesting to see what Deb has done for her theme. I do have a spare Happy Birthday die from Gummiapan, which I will send to someone who comments on both her YouTube channel and on my YouTube channel. So do head over to her YouTube channel. I will put the link in the description below, and do leave a comment, a like, and you know, if you want to see some amazing cards, Deb's is the girl to go and see. She does wonderful things and is very, very fond of Gummiapan. So a comment for me, a comment for her, and there may be a little something coming your way. So there we go. And I'd wish this for all of you in life's adventures. May happiness be your destination. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.